What's good with y'all people today? We finally. I know the NBA season just ended, but it feels like it's been forever. But we finally got our first Woj bomb of the off season. Now, I love this for the New Orleans Pelicans, but for the Memphis Grizzlies, let's get into it. But first, breaking: Memphis is finalizing a trade to send Jonas Valanciunas in a 2021 for the number 17 and 51 picks to New Orleans for Steven Adams and Eric Bledsoe. Okay. And the 2021 picks number 10 and 40 and the protected 2022 via the Lakers. Now, for the New Orleans Pelicans, I love this trade because I've been on Twitter ranting all year because I literally watch every Pelicans game this year. Now, Steven Adams, you can already, it's not his fault. I know he's not stretching the floor, but you have Zion in there. He's clogging up the paint. Steven Adams just standing there. But it's not really his fault. He's not that type of player. But that guy, Eric Bledsoe, him, before they even made the trade, I know that they was trying to get Drew Holiday out of there. Drew Holiday wanted to go play for a winner. But Eric Bledsoe was holding them back. Now, he's not, like he was holding the Bucks back all them years, but even though they was building a wall for Giannis, but he was a part of that because Eric Bledsoe cannot space the floor like that. But Bledsoe playing alongside with Lonzo, Ingram, and Zion just wasn't a recipe that was good. Well, plus Steven Adams. Eric Bledsoe and Steven Adams on the court with Zion at the same time was a recipe for disaster. Now, I know this draft is supposed to be one of the most loaded drafts they've had in a while. But is the number 10 pick really that big of an upgrade from the 17? Well, you got to take on Steven Adams' contract. Now, Steven Adams can fit with the Grizzlies. Don't get me wrong, Steven Adams can fit with the Grizzlies. But taking Eric Bledsoe's contract with that, is it really worth moving up 7 spots? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of talent in this draft, but from 17 to 10, I don't know me taking on Steven Adams and Eric Bledsoe's contract. Now, Steven Adams for Valanciunas, now you lose a lot on the offensive end because Valanciunas, he's a good low post threat. He's an old school type of big. I mean, him along with Zion, that might can do something. Now, you're not stopping both of those guys in the paint because Valanciunas is a 7-foot monster. But he's not as much. I'm not going to say he's not as much of a rebounder as Steven Adams because they basically are kind of the same in rebounding categories. Valanciunas is one of the most underrated centers in the league now. Don't get me wrong with that. But Valanciunas also, I'm not saying he's a knockdown shooter, but Valanciunas can also time to time knock down some threes. Steven Adams, reportedly, I've been seeing videos of Steven Adams shooting threes in the offseason, but literally everybody in the offseason be knocking down shots because I've literally been seeing Dwight Howard for the last 3 or 4 years shooting threes in the offseason. Maybe the coaches tell them, don't attempt that in the game. I don't care how much you make them in the offseason. I don't care how much you make them during shoot-around. Just don't shoot them during the game. But you never know. Maybe Memphis lets Steven Adams let it fly like Valanciunas does sometimes. He even did it during the playoffs this year. But I love this trade for the New Orleans Pelicans. You get Valanciunas back, and you trade down in the draft, which, I mean, this draft is loaded, so it's no big deal. You got rid of Eric Bledsoe's contract. New Orleans Pelicans fans should have a big smile on their face. You got rid of Steven Adams, who just stood in the paint, blocked the paint for Zion. You got rid of Eric Bledsoe, who's short, can barely shoot. He was holding Lonzo back. He was holding he wasn't really holding B.I. back. B.I. can get his buckets anytime. He was kind of holding Zion back, but with this trade, you finally have. Now, David Griffin did say he's not planning on matching anything big with Lonzo. If like the Bulls, Lakers, Knicks, or anybody offering them a big contract. Now, they said they wasn't going to match it, but now this gives them a lot more wiggle room to where they can do this. And let's say if Lonzo wants to deal probably worth $20-25 million, he signs an offer sheet with the Bulls or somebody. Now, the Pelicans can match. And the Pelicans can also go out there and get a guy like Kyle Lowry that they've been talking about on the radar that David Griffin wants. Let's see, Kyle Lowry, he's an older veteran. He's an NBA champion. Maybe he can teach Zion and B.I. how to win. Maybe that's better than than staying with Lonzo Ball. Maybe that's better for them. Maybe that's what the Pelicans see. They see Zion, B.I., and Lonzo. Maybe they're like, okay, they're all three young. Maybe we can keep Zion and Brandon Ingram and get a veteran point guard who knows how to lead, who knows how to win. You never know. Maybe this can be Zion's first NBA playoffs. Zion and B.I. have been the most underrated player. Well, Zion ain't been underrated, excuse me. Brandon Ingram has been underrated the last 2 or 3 seasons. Even when he was with the Lakers, he finally got it going with LeBron and company at the end of the season, but then he got the blood clots and all that. But these 2 years with the Pelicans, he has been amazing. But when it don't transition to wins, people just be like, oh, he's on the losing team. Just those are empty stats. It doesn't mean nothing. Y'all seen what happened when the Suns got a veteran point guard in Chris Paul. They got a Monty Williams under his second year with the team. You never know with a veteran point guard and some more spacing like the Suns did. You never know. The Pelicans can turn around, but I'm still confused on the Memphis side. What does this do? Unless they can trade off Eric Bledsoe later in the season, or Bledsoe comes off the bench for Memphis. I don't really see this working out. Like, I'm literally trying to picture it in my head. I really don't see this working out unless they know somebody at number 10 pick where it's gonna work, where they think they can come in and contribute instantly, because that young core with Jaren Jackson. Even though I hate seeing Jaren Jackson shoot so many threes, I wish he'd get down in the paint sometimes. And Dylan Brooks, you never know. Maybe I'm just not seeing the bigger picture, but I just don't see how this works for Memphis. Maybe when I see the draft on Thursday and I see the pick who they make, maybe I'll change my mind. But as of right now, I say the Pelicans have the edge on this trade because you got rid of Steven Adams, you got rid of Eric Bledsoe, you got Jonas Valanciunas, who's probably the most underrated center in the league. He can kind of stretch the floor. He's a very good low post player. Him and Zion, I don't see anybody can stop that unless you got nobody really runs 2 traditional bigs except for somebody like the Lakers or somebody, or the Pacers. But Miles Turner might be a Warrior coming up soon. We'll talk about that another day. But yeah, I really like this trade for the Pelicans. You open up cap space where you can likely, even though I don't think they will, match an offer sheet for Alonzo Ball, or they bring in a veteran point guard like Kyle Lowry, or even a Mike Conley. But I really think Mike Conley stays with the Utah Jazz. But the first Woj bomb of the season, hopefully, well, actually, I know maybe we get some before the draft, during the draft, but August 2nd, all the fun starts. But it's been your boy Tim, and I'm out. Peace.